and all of that. I guess that's what welcoming means, being a little redundant. So, all right, let's go ahead and first start in our mountain pose that is seated. So for some of us, that might mean coming a little bit more towards the edge of our chair so that we can have our feet planted on the ground. So let's make sure we do that, because that would be the way that our mountain would need to be, is having that connection with the earth. Maybe opening up your toes, maybe lifting them up off of the ground and then placing them down, and just taking a look to see if our feet are running parallel. And it's a good idea to do that throughout the day. How are we standing? How are we walking? Are we walking with that alignment? Feet parallel means our knees are going to be healthier, means our hips are going to be healthier, means our spine is going to be healthier, means our neck and our shoulders, everything's going to be in better alignment if we can have those feet tracking in really good alignment. Okay, so sitting up straight and tall, bring that energy from our sits bones that have come from the earth and our feet, sits bones, all the way up to the crown of our head, and let it just come on out there and greet the heavens. And let's sit and breathe a few breaths here. And can you feel your belly pulling out towards me? You're facing me, my belly coming towards you. This magnetic pull of our energies coming from our navel point. And then hugging each of us energetically back into ourselves. Expanding and contracting. Few more breaths like this, please. Big, big, big belly breaths. Buddha belly breaths. Good. All right. And then from our mountain poses, go ahead and take our chin towards our chest. And let's let our heavy head hang. Let's not let our spine curve forward though. So keeping shoulders back and down. Just let the head come and hang. Let it hangle and dangle. Just be. Okay. Release. Feel that sparky in the back of your neck going down all those strands to your shoulders. The shoulders and the neck and that tension there, they work against and with each other. Okay. With each other when they're relaxed, against each other when they're tight. Slowly lift that chin up. Take that chin towards the beautiful sun. That 95-degree sun that we're going to get into today, or mid-90s of sorts. Open up that throat chakra. Open up your heart, still with spine straight. We haven't begun to flex in and out of our spine yet. And then take your chin back into a normal alignment. And then I'm going to let one heavy ear come to one heavy shoulder. Pull those shoulders down. Let my chin come forward just a little bit more. Feel where I feel it. Feel where you feel it. And let some opening happen here. Let your breath ease you into this opening. Slowly letting your head come back, getting our heads on straight, and then let a heavy ear come towards the opposite heavy shoulder. Feel that pull. This shoulder wants to pull up with it. Bring it down and let yourself relax here. Take that chin and maybe bring it out and up a little bit more, and that's going to affect the amount of stretch, but only if that is right for you. Okay. Still breathing, right? Bring yourself back up into center. And then let's take some semicircles here, dropping chin towards chest. Slowly with an inhale, riding over to your right shoulder, lift up and look. Exhale, look down across your chest to your heart. Begin that inhale as you come over to the other side and lift and look. And bring it on down to the center with an exhale. Keep on going, bringing your inhale up. Taking your exhale down, getting into all of those pieces of your neck and its mobility. So for we're not going to do this going backwards, okay? Other than when we just lifted with that chin forward. I don't believe in semicircles in that back of the neck. Some people do it, that's great. I don't. And come back to center, bring yourself back up. So now let's get into those shoulders. And if you need more room to just feel more freedom, come closer to the edge of your chair and let's work those shoulders, still with a straight spine, okay? And squeezing up, pulling back, pull down. See how big and strong those circles can be. And then let's just do a few in the opposite direction. Pull back, squeeze up, come around. Use your breath. Call on your breath as needed. Good. And then just let your head angle and dangle and do whatever feels right for yourself right now. And then let's take our hands down and raise them up, palms up, taking hands onto our shoulders. Let's come and lean over, okay? So I haven't really done a lot of twist. I'm not twisting here. I'm just coming over to one side, letting this elbow take me down, okay? Bring yourself back. Take yourself in that other way. Let's hang there for a few breaths, opening up through those intercostal muscles in our ribs there, between our rib bones. Bring yourself back up. Let's do one more where we're going to be static here. Just opening up, letting our head go wherever it wants to go, either neutral, up, take it down, bring yourself up. Let's do it again over here. Really opening up through that armpit, bring that elbow up, the other one down, and bring yourself up. And then from here, take your arms out, bring them up, hold on to one wrist, lift, lengthen over, exhale. Bring yourself up on an inhale, exhale over. Take yourself up. Your breath, you guys, okay? Your pace. Keeping your biceps by your ears if your arms come up like that. If not, don't take your arms this far over. I know some of us are working with shoulder stuff, okay? So be only at that angle that's good for you. Stretching up again. Take a hold of that opposite wrist, lift up, and you may be like this, bent in doing it, okay? Adrian, I think maybe for that shoulder, find what is right for you. Please, please, please. Let's come on over. Inhale up. So this we're moving dynamic. In and out of half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. We'll do this standing as well. One more time, each side, please. Good. Bringing yourself back up here, releasing those hands. Come into cactus, offer heart. Now we come into that curve in our spine, pulling the shoulder blades back and down and offering that a heart. Can you open up through your fingers a little bit more here, pulling down into the shoulders and the elbows a little bit more, lifting up through our heart and rising up, inhale. Let's take that with breath now. Dynamic, pull down and release here. Inhale, lengthen. Releasing an exhale. Maybe take that with an open mouth. Two more, please. Taking ourselves up, bringing our arms down, float, float, float. They've been busy. Let's let them float on down. And let's take hands onto our knees and find some curvature of our spine here by taking heart forward through your biceps and open and offer here. Let's hang out here a bit and count with a few breaths, only letting your neck come back to the point that feels right for you. Maybe you don't want to take that chin very high and you want to just kind of focus on the bridge of your nose, lifting up a bit. And then let's take and hold it inward. Aha. Yeah, I need that. I don't know about you guys, but after my 6 a.m. practice and just what we've done here, I really felt like I need to open up through my spine in this cat position. Another breath or two here. Really good for the kidneys and the adrenals as well. Rise up and let's take cat-cow with our breath now. Dynamic exchange. And we'll do this standing too. Cat-cow is so versatile. You can do it seated, standing, kneeling, squatting. Seated in any kind of position from Sukhasana to Tadasana to Adho Konasana, any type of seating or seated as we are in a chair. Let's do two more, please. And hang here. Only letting your head hang if that feels right. Otherwise, you're keeping it up level with your spine, with a more flat spine than rounded, okay? Otherwise, you can let go in between your legs and really let your head release. Big deep breaths, pushing into your thighs. Can you let your head go even more? Can you let it go a little bit more? Slowly, if you had your head lowered, bringing yourself back up to a straight spine. Hands on your thighs, straight spine, looking straight down. Half lift here. Exhale, slide hands down your shins towards your feet. Let your head come down or just slide your hands down and leave the head upright. Coming back, hands on hips, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Two more, slide up. Straight spine, my crown towards you, yours towards me. Come on down. Una vez más. And exhale down. Bring yourself up to that halfway point Hands on your thighs. Take out your left arm, take out your right arm. Let's take some circles. We are bent over. We are using our core strength here. We're pressing with our feet into the ground, making little circles with our arms. Let's take them around the other way. And slowly make those circles bigger as I start to bring my body, spine perpendicular to the ground. Rise up, hands together, thumbs crossed. Exhale, take my hands into Anjali Mudra. Sit and take a couple breaths here. Good. And then let's release our hands and let's just take our spine now in another direction, that side to side. Feel that right in here. Did a lot of this in my classes last week, and I'm telling you, I felt it here. I felt stronger there. And I know Adrian's, I was doing a lot of moving and kind of heavy lifting, and that's what we need, strength here to make our lower spine strong. And then we can do that lifting if we do it properly, right? Bend into the knees, use our legs and our core, right? To do it and have as straight a spine as you can when you're lifting and lugging around things. Coming back into stillness, now let's take ourselves in some circles here. Yes, Adrian's husband said I was strong. Woo! That always feels good. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but let's go around the other way. I can't open jars the way I used to. You know, I may have said this before. My mother used to be a mall walker, and my heart mother, my mother that adopted me, is a mall walker, and she would get these little rubberized things to open jars, and they'd give them with the title of the mall walkers on there. And I thought, why would people need something like that? Well, I'm using that now, and it comes in quite handy. Let's go ahead, handy, and come onto the balls of our feet, lifting ourselves up. As we do that, let's go ahead and just take one arm and let it swing around. Pressing into the balls of our feet. I plant behind me. Sorry, I'm kind of whipping you as I do this. And let's take that hand and go around. Swing backwards, right? Chris did her swimming today. And you are amazing. The schedule that you're keeping with us and your swimming and your projects, everything else you're doing. Let's place that hand down. Let's keep going with our balls of our feet, taking the weight, lifting up, getting some pumping action, blood pumped to our calves, and getting some shoulder working going on in here too. Now I'm going to try to coordinate and do one foot and then the other, okay? Kind of pumping one at a time, up and down, as my arm now has gone in the opposite direction. Pump up, pump up, pump up, and relax on down. All right, now let's really rise up onto the balls of our feet and come into our ankles and feel yourself open there. Take your hands onto your chair seat, all right? Really press into your feet, so much so. We're gonna press into our feet, we're gonna press into our hands, and we're gonna lift maybe your seat off the chair, just a little tiny bit, but you're gonna feel that action in your feet and in your arms. And maybe you haven't lifted, but you're still isometrically pushing through the balls of your feet, pushing into your hands, into that chair. Feeling strengthening going on in our four limbs. And exhale, go ahead and release. Let's take and cross one leg over so that we can open up our ankles for our time when we are going to do a little standing work here, okay? So going round and round with that ankle. Let's take it in the other way. Today, mine aren't making a lot of noise. So guess I've done enough today that they are not so stagnant in their need to release. And take that leg off, bring the other one over. And again, if you don't cross that height, then just take it a little bit lower. Okay. And around and round. Take it in the opposite direction. Good. And now we're going to go into warrior. And the warrior that we're going to do will be warrior 1 and warrior 2. And we're going to do that standing as well. So have a block available if you like. I'm going to go ahead and take one leg over the side of my chair. And I'm going to look to see that my knee and my ankle are in alignment there. Okay. And then this leg can stay here, or you can take it knee down onto the block, okay? So that what I want are my hips and my shoulders facing more forward than back, okay? So this is a good way to do it. If you like, you can extend that leg behind you and feel that more into your glute and hip area, okay? And you can place the foot whatever's comfortable for you, okay? And then I find myself again with my hands maybe on my hips, just seeing if I am directing my energy forward, okay, in this proud warrior 1. Lifting my arms up, inhale. Exhale, take it into cactus. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take it back. So when we stand today, if you would rather stay seated, 2 more, then this is what you'll do, okay? We'll just take it standing, some of us, and the others can stay seated. Take yourself up. Take your right hand under your left, okay? We're coming into eagle arms here, doing something a little bit different. Gonna rise up, inhale. And feel that in your shoulders, okay? Exhale, take your elbows towards your hips. Bow down over that thigh. Inhale up. 3 more times. Get a little bit more footwork if you come into the ball of your foot when you bow down. Then release that heel back down. I'm going to do 1 more. Rise it on up, inhale. Releasing arms, they come up. And one arm comes behind my waist. The other one stays up and I release my heart up. And then both arms back. And the other arm comes down, around, wraps around my back. And I offer heart up. Coming back into center, both arms rise up. Exhale, hands come back. Take your hands, interlace, push down and away, or just leave them right there at the base of your spine, okay? Depends on your shoulders, what they want to do. If this is even too much, just take your hands on your hips, okay? Open your heart wherever you are. And bring yourself up. And take yourself over at a diagonal and just take yourself about a quarter to a halfway down. We're not going to go all the way down. And I've lifted onto the ball of my front foot just to get a little more work in my legs, in my foot area. And then I bring myself up, flat foot, shoulders forward, release my hands, arms come up, inhale. Exhale, cactus 2 times. Inhale. Exhale, hands into Anjali Mudra. Couple breaths here. Sorry, I have a few cars driving by right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch to the other side. Okay, but come back forward first. And let's just do a little bit of a transition here. I'm going to take my feet about the width of the chair legs. I'm going to take my knees in, and I'm going to get a little bit of internal rotation here. I'm just going to rise up and down again. The balls of my feet, my heels are kind of tapping against the chair legs, but however your feet end up being, we're just doing a little bit of keeping those knees together. We're spreading apart and lifting up and down. Again, just getting something into the feet, getting it into our calves here. Okay. And then from here, sit up straight and tall. Let me cross a hand over to one knee, place my hand behind me. Again, staying in this internal rotation a bit, and take a twist where we can find a little bit of switching up on that alignment. It's a good thing. Come back, straight spine, and here we go. And when I say switching up on alignment, I'm talking about either having our legs, hips in neutral, or open, externally rotated, or internally rotated. We need to go through that full range. All right, and then let's go ahead and open up one side here. And maybe some of you are using a block underneath your foot. That's another thing that can happen. And that may keep you from putting too much pressure on yourself into your chair. And again, it depends on our anatomy and our chair's anatomy. Okay, so here I am. And for those of you that would like, go ahead and take your shin to that block. Line yourself up so that hips are forward, shoulders are forward, or you take and stretch that leg out. And it looks like I'm on a rock if I do that, knocking over our solar lights. So I got to just adjust a little bit more. And this time I'm on the ball of my foot because I can't really plant my foot down with that big old rock right there. So adjusting, right? Always adjusting to what feels right. And from here, hands on hips, go ahead and take your arms up, inhale. Let's take a few cactus to open up that heart. Pull down, squeeze, inhale. And again, only doing this where it feels right for you guys, all right? Everybody's different. Thank goodness, we're not all the same. Let's do two more. Rising up. Let's take one hand behind our waist and open up. Heart lifts towards the sky. Bring myself spine straight, both arms up, releasing the other arm around. Bring my heart up. Take myself back, straight spine. Both arms rise up. And exhale, hands come behind me. Holding on, interlacing, squeezing, or maybe staying right here. Okay, find where you are, please. Breathe. Rising up, taking myself more into an angle. Just taking myself down a little bit, not very far, holding into my core space here. Shooting myself forward. And taking yourself up, shoulders pull back forward, hips forward, releasing hands to my hips, arms rise up, inhale. 2 times cactus. Rising up. We need to do our eagle on this side. So left under right, or the leg and the arm, might not be your left. Whatever leg is forward, that arm comes under the other one. Take yourself into eagle arms. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, curl, tuck, round, bow down. 3 more times. And again, I'm kind of coming onto the ball of my foot when I do this, pulling over, letting my heavy head hang. When I bow forward, bringing myself up, letting my foot come flat, releasing my arms, bringing my arms up. Exhale, hands come into Anjali Mudra. Breathing. And hands down. And I'm going to take myself forward. So we're going to get ready to stand up here pretty soon. But let's take ourselves forward first and find our feet out, heels in, toes out, and moving side to side here a bit. Back and forth. Did this earlier, but I believe we were in more of a mountain stance with non-externally rotated hips. And let's take those circles. When we've got our hips open more, our legs open more, then our upper body has more freedom of movement here. Let's go around the other way. And one more round. And coming back up. And from here, we're going to start to rise up. You do not need to. You can stay right on the chair, but we're going to do some goddess poses here. So I'm going to lean myself forward, hands on my thighs, or else you can just stay seated. I'm going to come off the chair into a bit of a squat here. Maybe your squat is way high, all right? Find where yours is, wherever it is, you're strengthening your legs, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and inhale into straight legs. Make sure you're feeling comfortable in this stance. You're not wobbling around, okay? So find your feet planted, not on rocks, I hope, like mine, but on something. Raising up, either arms are here, or you're in a nice big V, or you're in something like this, whatever works for you, okay? And then take that squat. Maybe it's just here, but take the arms down to where you feel you want to go. Your arms may come down farther than your legs and hips do, okay? Take it up, take it down. Take it on your own time. Your own length, your own depth. Are you breathing? Please breathe. Two more, please. Good. Come on up. Hands come down. Find yourself, whatever way is good for you, to come into standing mountain pose, okay? So I want to make sure that my feet are, again, checking them out, running parallel to one another. And that lines up everything else for me, okay? Hands come down, just close your eyes and feel the earth beneath your feet. They were was beneath your feet before when you were seated, but now it's got all of your weight, okay? Your hips had your weight before. Everything's being balanced on these two strong feet of ours that have taken us a lot of steps in our life. Wouldn't that be a lifetime of fun to see where all they've been? So our minds can just hold on to so many memories. Good. Let's do what I said we would. Standing half moon pose. My hands will disappear from you, but that's okay. Take a hold of one of your wrists, lengthen up, bring yourself over, stretching out, hanging here a bit. Having breath help you here with an inhale, help you here with an exhale. Pushing out that hip, bring yourself up slowly. Take yourself over. Trying to pull upper shoulder back, just talking about little alignment things here that you don't even really have to worry about. If I think about it, I'll share it. And you can definitely ignore it, okay? And bring yourself up. Exhale, take your hands down. Let's come into a little bit of rocking chair. Not much though, we're not gonna take it very deep. We're gonna inhale up with a little bend in the knees. We're gonna exhale, hands back, but not lower our head any more than this. Just take your hands back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Arms come around you. Fingers point back, just like you're about to dive off the side of a pool or a race. Exhale down. Fingers point back. Let's do that 2 more times. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, take it back and down. I don't know, is that 2? I start thinking of something else. 1 more. Exhale down. And then rise up. And take your hands down, exhale. Good. Now we're going to go into our Warrior One series that we did seated. You may come back and sit down at any point, okay? The chair might be something for a support system as well, to use it this way, right? So, you know, so do what you want. Those of you that have practiced Warrior, I don't know if I said 2, but Warrior One is what we're going to do. I don't think we'll get to Warrior 2 today. The Warrior One series without a chair, you please do. Otherwise, one foot stays forward, the other one comes back, and we have it at about a 45-degree angle. And we're working on maybe widening that stance so we feel more balanced and grounded. All right. Some people say, oh, it needs to be in, you know, certain, but then we start to be topsy-turvy. Okay. So take it where you need to, as wide and as long as you need to feel like you've got what you want, and you could stay there forever and never realize the time. I love that saying from one of Bob Dylan's songs. My hands might be on the chair. I feel that front leg bent, and that bend will depend on where you are, but you don't want to go with that knee farther than your ankle, okay, forward of your ankle. So on top, or if it doesn't go there, then bring it back. But again, that's going to depend on how you arranged your feet, okay? So from here, maybe one or both hands come off the chair, and we open up with those cactus. If you raise your head, that balance will be challenged, so you might not want to, okay? But use your breath. 4 times cactus. Stay stable here. Don't want anybody falling out, okay, or falling over. And now I'm going to take one hand back, wrap it around my waist. The other one I lift up with my heart, and maybe not back very far, okay? Maybe you stay really upright, but just let your heart expand. And then both hands up. The other one wraps around. Lift up, let your heart come forward, only looking back if that's in your practice and you don't feel off balance here. And again, one hand can be on the chair still, and you might be able to go back a little bit farther if you put that hand on the chair. So please use what you need. Arms are up. And from here, I'm going to wrap around underneath the arm underneath of the leg that's forward, okay? That same arm comes under. Come into my eagle. I'm not going to bow down here. I'm going to just lift eagle arms up, exhale them down, lift them up. And that some of you want and feel like, okay, I've got the balance, and you want to bow down, elbows to your thighs. Go ahead. And now let's take 2 or 3 or 4 circles in one direction, working into those shoulders, request your wrists, and these shoulder things we're going to work into what Sparky needs, and that's her neck. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, releasing arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands come behind you, interlace, push down, squeeze. Only looking up if that feels right for you. Bringing my body upright, turning it at an angle, coming down a quarter, a half. Those of you that practice full humble warrior, you want to let your head come down, please do. Otherwise, you're keeping yourself just where your body needs to be, okay? You're already challenging yourself by just doing this practice, standing in the warrior one. If you are, and if you're not, you are paying attention to what your needs are and you're staying in your chair. Release that hand, lift up into 2 times cactus. I like being out in the sun like this. It reminds me almost of hot yoga. Although by now I'd be sweating bullets if I were in hot yoga class. Hand comes to Anjali Mudra. I subbed a class there at Evolve Strong last week in-house. And I remembered how good it feels to be sweating like that. It's a really good detox. I'm going to bring my front foot back and I'm going to take my hands on the chair and walk myself out here. Walking into ankles, to the balls of my feet, into my hips. Let myself go. And I got myself pressing down on that chair, not pulling back. Good. All righty. Let's go ahead and take it to the other side in that Warrior One series that we just did. Or again, you're staying on the chair and you're switching your side there on the chair. Okay. Glasses out of the way. Sure that my device isn't right in the sun. I think I'm okay. All right. So here we are. And now my opposite foot stays forward and the other one comes back. So that's my left forward, my right back. I don't know what you guys did. Just do the opposite. Again, finding width, finding length of your feet. Both feet are attached to the ground. Okay, so we're not on that ball of the back foot into a high lunge area. This is more into that lunge of a Warrior One. Hips forward, shoulders forward, well grounded. Spread those feet apart to ground yourself even more. Chair is there. You can keep it there and always keep 2 or 1 hand there. All right. And just work on your lower body part here. Otherwise, 1 or 2 hands can come upright. Make sure you feel balanced. Take your cactus arms without looking up, just squeezing down. Inhale up. Unless you have your balance, you want to take that gaze up. That will be more of a balance challenge when you take your drishti gaze away from straight forward into lifting up. Rise up here. 1 arm behind you. 1 arm stays lifted. Take yourself this way. Keep lengthening an open heart. Even take yourself back more if you feel you have the balance. Please, please, please listen to you. And take both arms up. Exhale. Take that other hand behind you. So we're doing just what we did in the chair. Lifting, looking. Rising up. Both arms come up. Exhale, hands come back. Behind, push down, squeeze. Look up. Only look up if you got your balance. Otherwise, just stay here and keep squeezing and keep lifting up through your heart. Rising up. Taking ourselves at an angle. Taking ourselves down just at a quarter. Keep your legs firm. Your hands interlaced can stay right at the base of your spine, you guys, or you can lift them up. Depends on your shoulders. Also, if you're one that practices coming down and bowing all the way and you don't get any problem with your head lower than your heart, then do that. If that's not you, please don't do this, okay? Be where your body needs and wants to be. Work with it, not against it. Lifting yourself up from whatever depth you took, quarter, half, or full. Shoulders forward. Releasing hands, they come up. Same hand and arm of the same leg that's forward. Come down and around and come underneath and make that X. Find yourself here or in eagle arms. Rise up, pull down, rise up. And if you are someone who feels like, I've got that balance, I can go ahead and bow on down, please do. But I think that's a little bit too much for now. For some of us that are working on just standing. And let's take a few of our circles. And let's reverse. Bring them up. Release them down and out. Fly up. Do cactus. Maybe opening up that mouth. Release. Rise up. Exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra. Couple breaths. Hands on the chair. Pull that front leg back. And let's walk it out here. So some of you came in a little bit later. I had mentioned that I'm going to stop a couple minutes early because I need to be off right at 11. And so we're going to go ahead and sit back in the chair so we can do our little closing of our class. You guys did great, okay? You did great because you listened to yourself, you listened to your body, you listened to what's right for you. You did challenges that you wanted to accept and do because your body said it's okay, not just because your mind said you got to do that, okay? So that's how all of our practices should be. Whatever I offer, it is only an offering. There's no mandates here, okay? So let's just go ahead and sit in mountain pose. Taking a couple of strong, full, slow, deep breaths. I know we're moving slowly back into our teachings in-house at Vessel, but we're going to continue always offering these this hybrid method of also Zooming. And so Denise, I think, began yesterday a class with Sit Strong as hybrid. I do the mat yoga class as hybrid after a walk on Wednesdays. My chair classes right now are still saying just Zooming. I'm not sure if we'll move back to those in-house or not. Next month, I'm going to start a 7:30 Wednesday morning in-person only class. It's going to be a mat class. It's going to be kind of a variety, really. We'll use the chair some too, but that will be next month. And lots going on if you guys have a chance to read. And a lot of changes too. I know the passport membership is going to be more important to find out about it. If you're not, talk to them in the office, because for, I don't know, I think starting July or something, you're going to need a certain code to get into our classes, so that if you're a passport member, you'll get that code. And I can't stand any of that stuff. That's all administrative stuff that I have nothing to do with, but they're, you know, needing to support this program, right, that we've been doing throughout this pandemic. So anyways, if you have questions, you can ask Denise or I, but also getting to the office will also answer some of your questions, okay? So thank you all very much for being here. It was always